moment standing in Calderstones Park, and this is part of the park that was originally where the botanical greenhouses once stood. They were demolished in 1985, and after that it became a depot. This is a 4.5 acre site. What we've got is we've got a lottery grant to try and create a nature reserve. There's lots of problems involved with that because obviously where the greenhouses once stood is concrete base and tarmac bases. So a lot of the work that we're doing is just removing that concrete and tarmac. In this part of this site, we're hoping to have a wildflower meadow that will be planted by Richard Scott of the Eden Project. We're also going to plant spring flowering bulbs, and the Mersey Forest are going to provide us with whips of native trees to plant in the far corner. Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan with the restrictions that COVID is putting on us, we're hopefully opening to the public in the spring with gates from both sides of the area into the park, and people will be able to walk through here and appreciate the wilded area, which is about 3/4 of the site, that has a little path running through it already that we made last year, and also the new things that we plant. Well, there's lots of butterflies, there's lots of birds, including big flocks of goldfinches. We've seen foxes, voles last time we were here, and we want to encourage all sorts of pollinators to come here. We also want to try and make it as eco-friendly as possible, and the wildflower garden that's been planned is based on carbon capture, planting it into actual Mersey grit rather than soil. We think it's very, very important to have wild areas because obviously pollinators are declining, and wildlife is so important. The city's growing and growing, and there's more and more people living in places where they haven't got any outside space. So outside space, so city children, city people can experience something that countryside people take for granted. Well, we've got lots of volunteers who are registered, but obviously we can't use them at present, but they can support the project by either donating money, donating time, or donating trees. What we would also like is we'd like people with specialised knowledge to come and help us. Obviously, we've got Richard Scott from the Eden Project. He's very specialised in wildflower areas, but we'd like people to come and give us more advice on the different things that will encourage pollinators and really improve the wildflowers and really improve the area. We'd also like in the future to be able to afford to put in some water. Obviously it can't really be a proper nature reserve without a decent sized water feature. We are hoping to have some bog gardens where the ground is naturally flooded at the moment, but obviously in the future an additional project would be to try and put some form of water in the area. I think it's going to be a real special addition to the park. A lot of the park is beautiful old trees, traditional park. What we'd like this to be really is more of an area where people convene with nature rather than come and look at prettily planted flower beds.